Alright, today we're going to do a small dolly build. This can be used for any type of camera. I'm building mine for a GoPro. Here's a little 3D rendering I did, and this is what it's going to end up looking like. And here's going to be all the parts you need. All this can be found at Home Depot, except for the skateboard wheels, obviously. It's best to use new wheels and new bearings. Find them cheap online because I paid way too much for mine. Notice the smooth section on the bolt. You're going to need that. Here's just a close-up of some of the parts here. Here's just a quick little overview of everything you're going to need. Alright, to start, you're going to cut two 12-inch pieces of the angle iron. You can use a grinder, hacksaw, whatever you got, or use a real tool. Now to make the dolly's platform, you're going to cut a 10-inch piece off your 6-foot board. Mark it out. Make sure you use a square. That way your cut will be nice and straight. Here you have your cut. Now for your angle iron, you're going to want to measure in from each side 2 inches. Put a mark. These marks are going to drill 3/8 inch hole. Use a vise. This helps a lot. I had to start with a smaller bit and work my way up to the 3/8 inch bit. Here's all the bits I had to use, but it actually goes pretty quick. Test fit it. Now, on your platform for the dolly, you're going to want to mark a line from corner to corner, creating an X. Where these two lines cross, you're going to drill a 1/4 inch hole if you plan to mount a GoPro. If not, you can skip this step and just mount a tripod head on top of this or whatever you want to use. You can see the X there. My pen didn't really work, but got the point. Here's a little diagram you could pause and look at so you can get your marks. I know it looks messed up, but it's a fisheye lens. Now you need to drill the holes for the 3/8 bolts. I'm going to mark 2 lines long ways, 1.5 inches in. Do this on both sides. My level just happened to be 1.5 inches, so I didn't have to measure, just use this. Now coming in from the shorter sides, you're going to want to measure 1 inch in. You're going to do this twice for each side. Speed this up here a little bit for you. Now you're going to drill this where these lines cross each other. So it's going to be 4 holes. You're going to drill these out at 3/8 inch also. Now you're going to want to take your angle iron, a couple bolts, and test fit it and make sure all your holes line up. you have to remake it, your holes that didn't end up right, now's the time to do it. Alright, now your wheels, you're going to insert a 5/16 inch bolt, followed by a nut. You're going to want to tighten it down all the way till it touches the bearing, then loosen it just a little bit. This will keep the friction off of it. That way the wheel can spin freely. Then insert it into the angle iron, into one of the holes that's there. Go ahead and put another nut on it and tighten it down. Then you're going to want to check, make sure everything's loose, no wheels are binding, nothing's too tight, they spin freely. Now you insert one of the 3/8 bolts in the hole you drilled. Use a nut to hold it in. Don't tighten it down too tight. Now you're going to want to put another nut on top of this, leaving a gap in between the two. This will allow you to adjust the height of the platform sitting on top. You're going to put a washer on each one of the 3/8 fender washers, and insert it onto your platform. Put another washer on top and tighten down a nut. I'm going to do this for all 4 corners. This gives you a good little look at it. That way you can see exactly how it sandwiches on there. Now for my mount, I used a standard 1/4 inch bolt, which is standard tripod bolt. Used a washer top and bottom and a nut on top. The platform is now done. Now onto the track. For the track, you got to cut your PVC pipe in half, then lay them down on the board. Then run your dolly up and down a few times, and this will help the track set its width. It'll pretty much do it by itself. Then you're going to want to drill a hole through the top of the PVC pipe only. Don't go all the way through both sides. Then you're going to come in with a screw. The smallest screw you can find is probably going to be the best. And screw it in. You're going to do this on all 4 corners as well. While you're doing this, you want to keep moving the dolly back and forth. That way to make sure the tracks are still lined up, nothing's moved on you. If you think it moved, just run it back and forth again, it'll straighten itself back out. Now you only need to put screws on each end of the pipe. You don't need to put any in the middle. It works just fine with one on each end. Once you get it all screwed on, that's it, you're done. Here's the completed product. Rolling nice and smooth. Not binding anywhere. All the bearings are good, everything runs smoothly. And that's it.